today I did a comprehensive test ride of the 2019 Honda Accord 2-liter touring model. And this is really my first impressions from a Honda Accord owner that I've owned a Honda Accord V6 for almost 19 years now. So I'm going to discuss what I liked about the car, what I did not like about the car, and then I'm going to answer the question: would I trade in my current 2000 Honda Accord V6 for this 2019 Honda Accord model? So that's the topic of this video. So I've been looking forward to driving this car for quite a while. The weather's just been atrocious here in the Bay Area. It's been rainy like crazy. But today I was finally able to, spend. I did a comprehensive ride, a 30-minute ride. I went down to the Honda dealership. It's the El Cerrito dealership in East Bay, San Francisco Bay Area, and I took out this red the Accord V6. The Accord touring model, the red one. The black one is a sports one, but the red one is one I took out. So I did quite a bit of city driving, and then I took it on interstate in I-80, so a lot of freeway driving, and I got a good sense of the car. So let's talk about what I liked about the car first. Firstly, I think this car looks great. This is probably one of the best looking Honda Accords I've ever seen, because I've lived through many generations, because every time they keep coming up with a new generation, I evaluate it. As you know, just some history, I own a 2000 Honda Accord V6. I've done about 255,000 miles on it. So I know Honda Accords inside. I've been driving one for 19 years. So I think I'll have some good perspective. So I think this is one of the best looking Honda Accords I've ever seen. The interior size is extremely roomy. Getting to the likes, it's very, very large. I also like the interior design. The best thing I like about the car is the interior. Speaking of interior design, I also like the digital dash. I think this dashboard, like kind of the electronic display with the tachometer and the speedometer, that dashboard is one of the best dashboards I've ever seen. It's just fantastic. I also like the Apple navigation console, and then when the navigation system came up, I thought that looked really cool. I also like the heads-up display. When I got it on the freeway, it got up to like 80 miles an hour very quickly. I also like the kind of the new technology they built into the this car, like the Honda sensing, the active cruise control, and also the lane departure warning that it gives you, and then it's kind of very mildly pulls you back in lane. So that was pretty cool. The other thing I really like about the car is the LED lights displays up front, and then my last like is really the fit and finish on the inside. It's just fantastic. On the outside, it's just pretty regular Japanese style, but the interior fit and finish is fantastic. Now I'm going to get to what I didn't like about the car, and then I'm going to close by answering the question: would I trade in and just kind of upgrade my car to this new Honda Accord? So what I didn't like about the car was when I was riding on the freeway, right? I spent a good solid 25 minutes on the freeway. I noticed that the hood, right? If you look at the hood of this, it kept kind of flexing. I'm not going to use the word bouncing. It was just like flexing, and I could see it flex on the freeway. To me, it was a little annoying, because when I look out of the dashboard, I want to see like a solid screen, a solid hood that doesn't flex with all the highway and the freeway speed. So that was a little annoying. The fact that it was flexing, it wasn't causing any kind of any negative damage or any negative impact to the quality of the ride. The ride was just still fine. It wasn't making any additional, but I could see it flex, and that's just like, you don't expect kind of body panels to flex, and the hood definitely on this was flexing to me. The other thing I noticed about this car is what I don't like about it is really a limousine ride versus a sports oriented sedan ride. It's just the car, and that's partly because the car is so big, right? It's a really big car. This is really a full size car. It's not like it's really a full size car. It's a huge car. The other thing I didn't like about the car was the limited feedback that I got from the steering. I felt the steering felt numb. Now, if I compare that to the feedback I get from my current ride, I get kind of I can feel the chassis, I can feel the road, I get good kind of ride response on my current 2000 Honda V6 versus this one. This one is like it's really kind of, and I put it on sports oriented mode as well. And to eco mode, but I was in sports mode most of the time. But it just felt kind of, the steering felt numb, and it was just like kind of a limo ride, and very numb kind of feedback from the road. I also didn't like the heat. I had the heated seats turned on item number 3, right? And I didn't like the way it heated it up. I mean, I thought the power of the heated seat wasn't that strong compared to my X5. I have a BMW X5. When I put that thing on level 3, that seat really, really heats up very, very quickly. And this one, it took ages to heat up, and then when it got to the top settings, it didn't feel hot at all. The other thing I didn't like about this car was it didn't feel any lighter than my 2000. This car feels heavy. It's like this thing's over 3,400 pounds. Like if I get the Honda Accord, I'll get the top of the line. This is like 3,450 plus pounds, and my car feels more agile and more, it is lighter. And I would have expected this car to be lighter than 3,450 50 odd pounds, because it's 2 liters, not a V6, right? So that was a disappointment. So now the question is, would I trade would I sell my 2000 Honda Accord that I've owned for 19 years and just upgrade and buy this, or trade it in? And the answer is, I thought about it. Would I do it? And the answer right now is no, I would not do it. I still enjoy riding my 2000 Honda Accord V6. I feel more connected to the road. And I think if I'm going to spend 30,000 plus on this car, I don't think I would make that investment to kind of switch out to trade in my Honda Accord for this. I just really can't see myself doing that. That may change in the future, but as of right now, I wouldn't do that. Because if I'm gonna spend like 30 or 30 plus $1,000 on a brand new car, I would rather get something. I would rather invest. For me, in my case, in your case, it can be totally different. I mean, I think for you, if you don't have a Honda Accord, this could be an ideal car for you to get. But for me, I would, and I'm just kind of doing it for kind of like my perspective, since I've already owned a Honda Accord for many, many years, and I don't feel I'm getting anything special in this compared to what I currently have. I would rather spend my money on getting like a kind of a more higher brand name, like a Beamer, or I may consider something in Mercedes, but probably I'll get a Beamer 3 Series. That's not to say I still love Honda. I think Honda cars are amazing, but I don't think, for me, I wouldn't kind of trade in right now. So anyway, that's my limited views, and that's my input on the car. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I went out and finally kind of evaluated it, and I hope you got something out of this video, and stay tuned for more videos coming. Thank you.